Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, whoever and wherever you are. Hello to you. That's a cone in the road. Appreciate that. That looks like someone's chucked it off the bridge. Very nice of them. Yeah, I am sweating balls today. I'm about as happy as a penguin in a microwave. Oh, it's quite a warm one. But I am here to talk about these rather lovely leather gloves from Dainese. They're alright. I will say first off, they are my first proper pair of leather gloves. And another little thing about leather, you need to give it some time to wear in, give it some time to expand, adapt to the size and shape of the wearer. And in order to do this, I've spent about 5 hours with them so far on the bike. Did a quite extensive trip over the weekend when it was fairly chilly in the morning, and I will say, when it's quite nippy, these gloves do keep your hands relatively warm-ish. There are very little punctures in the leather there on the fingers. Better slow down, get myself off this car. There we go. So, if you want to let a bit of air into your fingers, you just open your fingers. Easy peasy, job done. That'll keep you relatively cozy. On a very, very hot day like this, I was putting the luggage racks on the side of my bike after taking them off and respraying them, and like I had sweat dripping off my forehead just undoing a couple of screws and putting a few bits of metal on the bike. Right now my hands don't feel too hot, and I think that is because these gloves have very good ventilation, so they can keep your fingies very warm, or relatively warm when it's cold, and they can keep them cozy when it's hot like this. Now, being leather gloves, I have, in my first half an hour of having them, I whacked them on just in the house, and I was stretching them like this just to get a feel of how they properly fit around the hand, how they wrap around the fingers. They do have this very like creepy claw default position to them, and that allows you to keep your hands wrapped around the handlebars, the controls, a lot easier. So if it's a flat glove, you're not forcing your fingers down onto it. The fingers are already there, and that movement is just so much easier. Now, they don't just come in orange and black. They do, I think it's a black and white pair as well, which looks alright if you can deal with white on your clothing. Not a big fan of white on clothing, but that's just me. So I've gone for bright orange instead. Hey, bright orange, orange and black, like the orange and black, there we go, like the motorcycle. That's the only reason I picked these up is because of the colour, but I also found that they had a relatively decent safety review on them as well, so I would believe that my hands are in good shape if the worst was to happen and I end up having a rather abrupt meeting with arguably the world's most coarse sandpaper. Don't look forward to that, but perhaps the day will come, and if I happen to do it with these gloves, I'd hope that my hands are going to be very, very well protected. There's also, as I do this, inside, underneath all this armour, there is seemingly like a little strip of something. I don't know if it's plastic or if it's maybe a bit of the stitching, but you know, I have sensitive skin to a point. I know, motorcyclists, sensitive skin. Whey. It's been quite frustrating doing those exercises and constantly feeling this scratch on my little finger. It's not painful, it just bothers the hell out of me. And I think for a pair of gloves that's cost me the best part of yeah, you just okay, there's a pedestrian crossing right there, but it's fine, you just walk across the road. Yeah, don't worry about it, it's fine. Sense. I find myself, you know, after spending the most I've ever spent on a pair of gloves, immediately I've had these like small concerns, these slight discomforts, and yeah, I know it's leather, it's got to be worked into, but I'm not a fan, especially if it is, because I shoved my index finger into the little finger, and I felt the similar sort of thing. It's not just because of where the little finger is positioned. I think there is actually something in there which is scratching me, and that's not good. Not good at all. So like, I don't know if it's a manufacturing fault or something they need to sort out with later iterations of these gloves, but that's been a concern for me, that discomfort. Everything else though, I do like the fact that it's got a Velcro strap on the wrist. That is quite a good fit. If the absolute worst happens and I come to a very abrupt stop, I don't feel like that these gloves are just going to fly off my hands. They are going to stay put, hopefully. But that's a little bit of confidence I've got there with this purchase. The palm is very well protected, I must say. The additional leather, the sliding area on that, you've got a plastic bit on the ball of your palm of your hand there, just on the wrist. It's lovely to see. Unfortunately, the labels that come with these gloves are sat right underneath that little bit of plastic there. So the interior of the gloves, very comfortable, but if I was to go for a slide, I would definitely want to, if I was absolutely adamant on keeping these gloves, I would want to remove those interior labels and actually feel the comfort of the glove there, because it does detract from it slightly. It's kind of like you've got this plasticky, papery feeling right where you don't want it if you was to come off. So if I was to give a quick summary, my impressions on these gloves, I would say, yeah, they're very, very nice, very comfortable, decent build quality, at least from my experience anyway, probably very good build quality. I like the way they move around your hands. It doesn't feel too restrictive. It doesn't feel like it's trying to prevent you from reaching the controls. Ventilation is very good from what I've seen, both on the cold and also on a warm day like this one. It doesn't feel like the bike will be unstable where I'm wearing. It doesn't feel like the bike's going to be unstable when I'm wearing these, and what I mean by that is I don't feel like I don't have control of the bike. With some pairs of gloves, they're very thick, your waterproofs, your winter gloves. These ones feel like I've actually got grip of these handlebars. I can actually manage, and I'm aware of where the controls are, and they're all easy to reach as well. The gloves aren't restricting me or preventing me from knowing where the controls are. So to bring this video to an end, I'm pretty much going to eliminate the entire point of you watching it. If you do fancy these gloves, give them a go. They're not terrible, which is always a good start. They are probably worth your purchase. Give them a go, see what you think, see how they feel, and if you do happen to buy a pair for yourself, try them out, let me know. If you ever find this video again with the way YouTube works, that'd be interesting. So yeah, these are the X-Ride gloves from Dainese, yeah, that one. And yeah, I'm going to wish you a very lovely day, lovely weekend. Hopefully it's as warm as this one has been. Bloody hell. And enjoy your rides. Ride safe.